Thanks, Devin. The Northwoods is home to many beloved seasonal activities, one of which is making folks their very own maple syrup. And
yes,
Saturday
is National Maple Syrup Day, and I'm very excited for that. So to help prepare for it, we thought it would be best to bring in the experts from Martin & Sons Maple Syrup. So thank you so much. We have Karen Martin joining us today. Thank you for waking up with us.
Well, certainly.
Yes, we really appreciate it. We know we were trying to have you on yesterday, but the weather was just wild.
Yeah, that snow was deep.
Oh, yeah.
It certainly was. But yes, so Maple Syrup Day is tomorrow on Saturday, National Maple Syrup Day. So it's only appropriate that we bring in some award-winning maple syrup.
Award-winning.
So tell us a little bit about how did Martin & Sons come to be? How did you get into the maple syruping?
Sure. So my husband's the 4th generation in his family to cook maple syrup. And we've been cooking maple syrup together over 20 years in the Rhinelander area. And it was part of when we met. I learned about cooking maple syrup. Our boys have been around it since they could walk. So for us, it's a tradition to pass on to our children, and also just that connection to the land is really important to us, that we pass that on as well.
Yes? No, you go for it.
What kind of is your guys' process for making maple syrup?
Yeah, so it's changed. When we were hobbyists, we had 550 taps, and we had pails, and we had...
That seems like a lot.
And that's just for hobbying.
It's a lot for hobbying, yeah. So we had a lot of friends would come out and collect sap with us. We'd haul it back to our house, and we'd cook it, and we'd give it all away to our friends and family. About 3 or 4 years ago, we had the opportunity to move into a large operation. It's small by commercial standards in Wisconsin, but it's 4,500 taps. And so this last spring, we had probably 1,700 gallons of syrup, and we don't have that many family and friends, so to give it all away to. So that's how we started Martin & Sons Maple Syrup.
Goodness gracious, 4,500 taps.
Yes.
Where do you get the trees for this?
So there are a lot of maple woods in northern Wisconsin and also in the Southwest. So it was all the infrastructure was already there. So we don't do pails anymore. That would be crazy hard. It's all vacuum lines, and it's actually a lot of engineering out there. It's been fascinating to learn this very different way to make maple syrup, but we have a reverse osmosis. It takes off probably 95% of the water. And so we still do very small batch and we cook fresh. We control the whole process from the sap all the way through, and we don't cook anybody else's sap, so that way we can make sure that we really maintain high quality.
That's fantastic. Nice. Well, walk us through a little bit. There's different labeled maple syrups you've got here. There's rum barrel aged, there's grade A amber, and it looks like a couple different other labels. What's the difference here?
Yeah, so the grade A amber is just your typical maple syrup, straight through the evaporator. But there's been a trend to also use oak barrels. So, rum, bourbon, whiskey, they're all aged in these charred oak barrels. And what happens, we get those barrels when they're freshly emptied, and we put hot syrup in, and then we store them for several months. And the syrup really takes on those flavors from the charred walls of the barrels. And each one has a distinct flavor. So the bourbon and whiskey will have more of a vanilla flavor, kind of caramel. All of our syrup has a little bit of a caramel flavor. I think it's our process. But also these will have a little bit more vanilla. And then the rum has a little bit of a butterscotch flavor to it. So they're more complex flavor than the standard amber maple syrup.
That's very cool. And since, it's a pretty new commercial business you guys have been in, and I see that you brought in a ribbon and you already got awards for it. That's crazy.
Right. We were pleasantly surprised, and we think that it has to do with sort of our 3 values that we build our business around. So that family and friends, the importance of working together as a family, the quality, quality is very important. We don't take any shortcuts. And then sustainability. It's really important to us to manage the forest, It's very diverse. We have over 15 species of trees out there. And
cool.
so I think all of that together sort of sets our syrup apart. And we weren't expecting an award, so we were thrilled. So the International Maple Conference was held in October, and there were over 80 entries from across North America. And to get a blue ribbon was really special because there are just so many good producers out there.
That's
amazing.
fantastic.
That is so exciting. And then if people want to contact you to learn more, if they want to purchase a bottle, what is the best way to reach you guys?
So we have a website with e-commerce, so martinmaplesyrup.com. Here in Rhinelander, we also sell syrup if you want to be able to go in and see it and not wait for it to be delivered. Tilly's and Mel's both sell our syrup. We love working with them because they have that same focus on high quality and customer service. And further north in Three Lakes, Little Dipper has pints. So if you are not right in Rhinelander and you're a little bit north, you can go there as well.
Well, that's fantastic. Thanks for coming on and telling us all about this maple syrup. It's great. I've tried it out myself, so it is award worthy. I'll say that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Then coming up, we have What's Trending, including how